Welcome to Brand Vanguard, where we explore the untold stories of history, power, and influence. Today, we embark on a journey deep into the heart of one of the world's most secretive institutions, the Vatican. Behind its sacred walls lies a financial empire that has shaped the course of history for centuries. This is the hidden history of the Vatican's financial empire. The origins of Vatican wealth. The Vatican's financial empire didn't emerge overnight. Its roots trace back to the early days of Christianity, when the church began accumulating wealth through donations, tithes, and land acquisitions. By the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church had become one of the largest landowners in Europe, a status that translated into immense financial power. The church's influence grew as it gained more land and wealth. Kings and nobles often donated lands to the church in exchange for spiritual favors, a practice that bolstered the Vatican's financial and political power. But the church's financial reach extended beyond land. The sale of indulgences, a controversial practice where the faithful could purchase forgiveness for sins, became a significant source of income. This practice not only filled the Vatican's coffers but also set the stage for the Protestant Reformation, a pivotal moment in religious history, establishing the Vatican Bank. As the world moved into the 20th century, the Vatican needed a more sophisticated way to manage its growing financial assets. In 1942, the Istituto per le Opere di Religione, commonly known as the Vatican Bank, was established. Its purpose was to manage church funds and support religious works worldwide, but the bank quickly became known for its secrecy and lack of oversight. The Vatican Bank operates much like a private bank, but with far less transparency. Its unique position as a sovereign entity allows it to operate outside the regulations that govern other banks. Over the years, the Vatican Bank has been involved in numerous scandals, from money laundering to connections with organized crime. These controversies have cast a long shadow over the church, raising questions about how its wealth is managed and used. For scandals, the Vatican Bank's history is marred by scandal. Perhaps the most infamous is the case of Banco Ambrosiano, an Italian bank with close ties to the Vatican. In the early 1980s, Banco Ambrosiano collapsed under the weight of massive debts, and its chairman, Roberto Calvi, was found dead under mysterious circumstances. The death of Roberto Calvi, often referred to as God's banker, raised suspicions of foul play. His bank's collapse exposed a web of corruption, money laundering, and mafia connections that led directly back to the Vatican Bank. These scandals not only damaged the church's reputation, but also led to a series of investigations and reforms aimed at cleaning up the Vatican's financial operations. But as we'll see, the road to reform is anything but smooth. Beyond the Vatican Bank, the church holds a vast portfolio of global investments. From luxury real estate in London to shares in multinational corporations, the Vatican's financial influence extends far beyond the walls of Vatican City. The Vatican's wealth is spread across various sectors, including real estate, art, and the financial markets. This diversification has allowed the church to maintain its financial power even in times of global economic instability. One of the Vatican's most famous investments is its extensive art collection, which includes works by Michelangelo, Raphael, and Leonardo da Vinci. This collection is not only of cultural significance, but also of immense financial value, adding to the Vatican's wealth and influence. The struggle for financial transparency and reform. In recent years, calls for transparency and reform within the Vatican's financial operations have grown louder. Pope Francis has made significant efforts to address these issues, but he faces considerable resistance from within the church. Pope Francis has introduced measures to increase transparency, such as appointing external auditors and restructuring the Vatican's financial institutions. However, the deeply entrenched culture of secrecy and resistance to change makes this a challenging task. The reforms are a step in the right direction, but many believe that more needs to be done to ensure that the Vatican's finances are managed in a way that reflects the Church's moral teachings. The Vatican's influence on global politics and economy. The Vatican's financial power is not just about wealth, it's also about influence. Through its investments and economic policies, the Vatican has played a role in shaping global politics and the economy. From mediating peace talks to influencing international policy, the Church's reach is global and profound, the Vatican's influence on global affairs is significant. Its moral authority, combined with its financial resources, allows it to play a unique role in international relations, but this influence comes with responsibility. As the Vatican continues to navigate its financial and political power, the world watches closely, waiting to see how this ancient institution will adapt to the challenges of the modern world. The future of the Vatican's financial empire, as we have seen, the Vatican's financial empire is a complex web of history, power, and influence. From its origins in the Middle Ages to the modern-day challenges of transparency and reform, the Church's wealth has always been intertwined with its mission. But as the Vatican looks to the future, it faces a difficult question. How can it balance its spiritual role with its financial power? The Church's wealth is a tool that can be used for good, but it must be managed with integrity and transparency. The challenge for the Vatican is to ensure that its financial power serves its spiritual mission, rather than overshadowing it. The story of the Vatican's financial empire is still being written. As the Church continues to evolve, so too will its approach to wealth and power. For now, the Vatican remains one of the world's most powerful, yet mysterious institutions of financial empire hidden in plain sight. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the hidden history of the Vatican's financial empire. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more insightful content here on Brand Vanguard.